I received a comment and I like it and I want to share it with you. Hi. By the way, all I talk about on this channel really is DNA test results. So if you're like really into that kind of thing, if you subscribe, I promise you're going to get lots of videos about that. Some people are into that. I'm into it. There's a good chance you are, and that's why you're watching this video. Let this be the test to find out if I'm worth subscribing to. I received a comment on my most popular video on this channel, and it is 23andMe, my sister's DNA test results are different than mine. Someone, and I love this name, Woodcraft Camper, that's just an awesome name, says this, quote, "They key in on physical traits, I think," end quote. So I like that, and I want to explore that just a little bit here on my phone where I have my YouTube app. I'm now going to go to my MyHeritage app. The idea that these DNA test results are keying in on certain physical traits. Now, in case you're not familiar, my sister went with 23andMe. I went with MyHeritage, which again, I'm going in the app right now, and I'm just going to pull up my information. I like this concept. I don't know how true it is, but I want to explore the reality of it. Is it true that ultimately these tests are keying in on physical traits? So that as I'm reading this, as you're hearing my nations of origin, or whatever we want to call it, that ultimately we're looking at my key physical traits, and we can trace this back to what I'm seeing here. Okay, so follow with me and see what you think, how true this is. I'm reading again my DNA test results from MyHeritage right now. Okay, so for example, I'm 77.6% European. You break that down, I'm 37.4% North and West European, which basically is Germany, France, the Netherlands, I suppose, because it's specifically not English, Finnish, Irish, Scottish, Welsh, or Scandinavian. I'm 0% all the things I just said. So that has to pretty much be kind of like German, Dutch, right? Southern Europe, I am 31.8% Iberian. Eastern Europe, I'm 8.4, and of that, 2.3 of it is Balkan. As far as America goes, I am 21.6% Central American, which I guess is like Mayan, Aztec. And then I'm 0.8% Middle Eastern. Okay, so that's my whole readout. So as you're hearing those things, you know, what do we think about this theory that these tests are ultimately, from the DNA side of things, keying in on the physical traits? I think this is a pretty brilliant comment that I've received. I think there's a lot of truth in it. I think it really gives me a lot of clarity and peace about all these tests. That is it really about truly knowing exactly our family tree and truly how much we are of certain things. I think for me, I don't let things bother me that much. I take things at face value, and for me, when I look at any DNA test, whether it's 23andMe or whether it's MyHeritage, which I went through, I think there's a lot of truth in that. That ultimately we're looking at the key physical traits that are in a person when we look at this stuff. You know, it's funny because with my sister in 23andMe, she got all of the British stuff that I didn't get. She has a good amount of that. And she even got Italian, which I didn't get either. So when I look at my sister, I don't know that I necessarily see those things, but now that I think, okay, well, this is, if a British person also has Italian DNA, then this is kind of what they would look like. But if you're mainly German and Spanish, you would look more like a guy like me with Central American and Eastern European as well. So what do you guys think about that theory? That ultimately these tests are a way of keying in on our physical traits as we look at all these nations and origins. Is that really what they're telling us, our physical traits? I really want to believe that. I think it's always been an understanding of mine that that's ultimately kind of what this is all about, and why I've enjoyed it so much, and why so many of my videos are like, hey, can you see the Middle Eastern in me? Can you see the Jewish in me that showed up on my mom's test, which didn't show up on mine? My mom's like 14% Jewish, Sephardic Jewish, and I showed up 0. So in theory, I don't look Jewish at all, but my mom does. So I think that's fascinating. I think that's interesting, but I think that this is a 5-minute video and that won't be complete until you leave a comment telling me what you think about this theory, that the tests measure ultimately your physical traits based on the ethnicity, the countries of origin that you get in your test. What do you think about that? I believe it, but do you?